An American woman stood in line at a bakery in Lyon, France. She kept glancing at her watch and sighing loudly at the wait. Finally, she announced to everyone within earshot that in America, service means speed. The baker, who had been crafting pastries since dawn, simply handed her a croissant without a word. At a hostel in Bangkok, an American backpacker was shocked to discover that other travelers didn't recognize his college. "But it's a top 20 school," he insisted to a German student. "Everyone knows Stanford." The German just stared blankly and asked if it was in London. The American seemed genuinely offended by the question. I watched an American tourist in Buenos Aires ask a taxi driver if he accepted dollars. When the driver said no, the tourist responded, "But everyone takes dollars. It's the world's reserve currency. Why wouldn't you want dollars instead of your pesos?" The driver explained the local policy. The tourist left a dollar tip. During a train ride through Poland, an American college student was telling her seatmate about her summer trip. "I've done 6 countries in 10 days, she said proudly. "I'm basically European now. I totally get the culture here." The Polish woman asked which countries. The student listed them off like a shopping list today. An American businessman in Seoul kept interrupting a business meeting to check his phone constantly. When his Korean partners looked uncomfortable, he explained that he had important emails from New York. "Real-time stuff," he said. "Can't let the home office wait." His partners had flown 16 hours for this meeting. They waited patiently. I overheard an American at a gelato shop in Florence arguing with the owner loudly. "You don't have chocolate chip?" he asked incredulously. "That's like the most popular flavor in the world. How can you not have it?" The owner gestured to 18 other flavors displayed there. The American shook his head sadly then. A conversation in a Dublin pub between an American tourist and an Irish musician playing traditional songs. American: "Do you know any real Irish songs? Not this traditional stuff, like Dropkick Murphys or Flogging Molly." Irish musician: "Those are American bands." American: "But they're Irish music. Everyone knows that for sure today here." An American woman at a resort in Bali asked the hotel staff if they celebrated Thanksgiving here. When they said no, she seemed disappointed. "It's such a great holiday," she explained. "You guys should adopt it. It's about gratitude and family and turkey. Very universal themes." The staff smiled politely and offered her a welcome drink graciously. At a museum in Cairo, an American father was explaining ancient Egyptian history to his children, very loudly. He contradicted the tour guide times, citing a documentary he'd watched on the History Channel last month. The guide, an Egyptologist with 2 decades of experience, just let him talk. Eventually the family moved on to another exhibit. I was at a cafe in Copenhagen when an American asked the waitress why she spoke such good English to him. She replied that most Danes learn several languages in school here. The American nodded and said, "That's so smart, really. Learning English opens up so many chances for you internationally everywhere." The waitress, who spoke 4 languages fluently, just refilled his coffee silently. An American student studying abroad in Prague complained to her host family. "Everything here is so old and inconvenient," she said. "Why don't they just tear down these medieval buildings and build new modern apartments instead?" The host mother explained the value, the historical and cultural significance carefully. The student responded that America has history too, and we still have Targets and Walmarts everywhere. You can have both easily. During a wedding in Mumbai, an American guest kept taking photos. He was asked to put phones away during ceremony. When the bride's sister approached him, he defended himself loudly. "In America, we document everything. How else will people know it happened? This is going to get so many likes back home on social media." The sister gently but firmly escorted him away from the ceremony. An American tourist in Reykjavik asked a local where all the famous people lived. The local seemed confused by this. "Famous people?" The tourist clarified, "You know, like Icelandic celebrities. Where's the Hollywood of Iceland?" The local explained Iceland has about 300,000 people total. The tourist responded, So everyone must know everyone then here. That must be so cool. Small town vibes. I watched an American at a traditional tea ceremony in Kyoto check his smartwatch repeatedly today. After 20 minutes, he whispered loudly, "How much longer does this go? I have dinner reservations at 6:30 sharp." The tea master continued the ceremony with perfect composure, but the other guests shifted uncomfortably. The American never noticed the disruption. An American couple at a vineyard in Tuscany asked the winemaker if he knew their friend who also made wine in California somewhere. When he said no, they seemed surprised. "But you're both in the wine business," the wife said. "Don't you guys all know each other globally? It's like a global network, right?" The winemaker smiled and poured them a taste. At a market in Marrakesh, an American tourist was filming everything on his phone constantly. A merchant asked him not to film. The American responded, "It's a public place. I have rights. In America, we have freedom of expression always." The merchant explained local customs carefully. The American continued filming anyway, citing his constitutional rights abroad. A dialogue at a bookstore in Edinburgh today. American, "Do you have the American section here?" Bookseller, "We have American literature throughout the store." American, "No, like a special section. In our bookstores, we have international sections always." Bookseller, "Most of our customers read books from many countries without needing separate sections." American, "That's weird. How do people know what's American then?" An American exchange student in Stockholm couldn't understand why her Swedish classmates didn't know American state capitals here. "I know all your major cities," she said defensively. They pointed out Sweden has 1/10 the population. She responded that America is more important globally, so everyone should know it better. The classroom fell silent. Her professor changed the subject, but tension lingered uncomfortably in the room today. I overheard an American tourist at Machu Picchu tell another tourist that Peru should be grateful for American tourism. "We basically fund their economy," he said loudly. "Without us, this place would be empty always." A Peruvian guide standing nearby continued his explanation in flawless English, Spanish, and Quechua to a diverse group representing 6 different countries on tour. An American businessman in Singapore asked his local colleague why the lunch meeting was scheduled so late today. "It's 1 p.m., he complained. "That's basically afternoon. We eat lunch at noon in America always." The colleague explained that 1 p.m. is normal lunch time in Singapore. The American insisted his body was on time. At a football match in Manchester, an American kept calling it soccer very loudly throughout the match. When British fans around him corrected him, he argued that Americans invented the modern game's commercial success. Without the MLS and American investment, this sport wouldn't be global, he declared confidently. The fans returned their attention to the pitch, choosing to ignore him for the remaining 90 minutes. A conversation on a beach in Rio today. American, "Why is everyone speaking Portuguese here? I thought everyone in South America spoke Spanish." Brazilian, "Brazil is the largest country in South America. We speak Portuguese here always." American, "But Spanish is more useful globally. You guys should consider switching to make it easier for tourists visiting." Brazilian, "We have 200 million Portuguese speakers here." American, "Still, Spanish would be better overall." An American at a thermal bath in Budapest kept asking the attendants to turn up the heat right now. "This is barely warm," he complained. "Hot tubs in America are way hotter than this temperature." The attendant explained these are natural thermal springs at their natural temperature. The American insisted they must have controls somewhere, and offered to find them himself. I was guiding a tour in Petra when an American asked why Jordan didn't advertise more everywhere. "You could be making so much more money," he told me. "Most Americans don't even know this exists. You need a better marketing team, maybe hire some American advertisers who understand global outreach." I explained that Petra receives visitors from around the world quite successfully every year always. An American woman in a hammam in Morocco kept asking when the massage would start. "This is the hammam experience," the attendant explained. "The scrubbing, the soaps, the steam." The woman responded, "In American spas, we get massages. Real therapeutic massages. This is just bathing. Where's the luxury service?" The attendant continued calmly. During a traditional dance performance in Bali, an American tourist answered his phone loudly. He spoke loudly for 5 minutes about a business deal back in Los Angeles. Other audience members shushed him repeatedly. He held up one finger as if to say just a minute, completely unaware that his call could have waited. The dancers maintained their graceful movements despite the jarring interruption from him. An American at a ramen shop in Osaka asked for a fork. When given chopsticks instead, he insisted he needed a fork because he never learned chopsticks properly. The owner brought him a fork. He then asked for a knife next though. The owner explained you don't need a knife for ramen. The American said that in America, we always have full silverware available. It's just standard. Nothing else works properly here. I watched an American couple in Santorini complain that sunset was too late today. In America, sunset is around 7 or 8 o'clock always. Here it's after 8:30. That's too late for dinner, the husband said. We're on vacation, we shouldn't have to adjust our schedule here. His wife agreed emphatically. They ate inside and missed the famous sunset completely, maintaining their American dinner time schedule without any compromise at all. A dialogue at a train station in Brussels today. American, why are all these signs in French and Dutch here? Station agent, Belgium has 3 official languages. We display information in multiple languages for our citizens. American, but English is the international language. You should just use English for everyone's convenience everywhere here. Station agent, our citizens speak French, Dutch, and German primarily here. An American tourist in New Zealand asked a local why they drive on the left side of the road. That's backwards, he said. In America, the right side makes more sense. It's more intuitive and logical. The local explained that many countries drive on the left, following British tradition. The American shook his head. You guys are missing out completely. Right side driving is clearly superior overall. At a restaurant in Hanoi, an American sent back his pho 3 times today. Too spicy, too much cilantro, not enough meat. The chef, who'd been making pho for years, finally came out. The American explained that in America, pho is made differently, more customizable, better suited to various palates. The chef listened politely, then returned to his kitchen. An American at a festival in Edinburgh asked a Scottish performer why he was wearing a skirt. The performer explained it was a kilt today. Traditional Scottish formal wear. The American laughed. In America, men don't wear skirts. That's just how it is. You should wear pants to be taken seriously. The performer, wearing his family tartan, continued playing his bagpipes without acknowledging the comment further today. I overheard an American in a taxi in Mexico City insisting that the driver take a different route. I have GPS, he said, holding up his phone. This way is faster. The driver explained he knew the city and current traffic patterns intimately. The American insisted his app was more accurate than local knowledge. They sat in traffic for an extra 40 minutes, following the suggestion. An American woman at a yoga retreat in Rishikesh kept correcting the instructor's poses during the session. In America, we do downward dog differently, she announced to the class. Our way is aligned with modern anatomy. The instructor, trained in traditional Indian yoga for decades, smiled peacefully. The woman continued offering corrections daily. At a pub in Cork, an American tried to order an Irish car bomb. The bartender refused. The American was offended. It's just a drink name, he protested. Everyone's so sensitive nowadays. In America, we order them all the time. The bartender explained the historical context and why it's offensive. The American rolled eyes. Political correctness has gone too far, even in Ireland, he muttered loudly. An American tourist in Vietnam asked his guide why everyone was so obsessed with the American war. You guys won, he said. Move on already. The guide gently corrected him that it's called the Vietnam War or the American War here today. And Vietnam won its independence. The American shook his head. That's not how we learned it. I think you're confused. You should check American textbooks. During a cooking class in Oaxaca, an American participant kept suggesting substitutions. Can we use regular cheese instead of queso fresco? What about ground beef instead of traditional filling? The instructor explained these were traditional regional recipes passed through generations here. The American responded that in America, we adapt recipes to suit modern tastes. That's why our food culture is so successful and accessible worldwide. I watched an American at the Louvre complain about the size of the Mona Lisa painting on display. It's so small, he said loudly. From all the pictures, I thought it'd be huge. They should make a bigger version for the main gallery. This is honestly disappointing. False advertising. His wife agreed. They took a selfie and left after just 3 minutes, having traveled 5,000 miles to see it for moments. An American at a hostel in Lisbon asked why Portuguese sounded so different from Spanish. Did you guys learn it wrong? He asked a Portuguese guest. It sounds like Spanish with a weird accent. The guest explained Portuguese is a distinct language with Latin roots. The American insisted it was just a dialect of Spanish. In America, we learn Spanish is what South Americans speak. Portugal isn't South America, right? Close enough anyway. At a traditional bathhouse in Turkey, an American kept his swimsuit on despite being told it was not permitted. In America, we value modesty, he declared. I'm not changing my values just because traveling. The attendant explained it was for hygiene purposes and for the safety of all guests. The American stood firm. His cultural comfort mattered more than centuries of established tradition here. He was eventually asked to leave quietly from the bathhouse without causing further disruption to other guests there.